West Indies. We're in Kingston, Jamaica at the Sabina Park, famous ground. In fact, it's 150 years old, and celebrating that during this one-day international. Two very good sides, and at the toss, well, there's a different captain. It's Kyron Pollard. He called correctly, and the West Indies decided to have a bowl first, send the Indians into bat, and the teams. And you look at that era, that change. Kyron Pollard, he came in for Dwayne Bravo. You've seen Devon Smith's name up there, and Tino Best. So a few changes for the West Indies due to injuries. None so for the Indians. They're carried on for the Champions Trophy. So no surprises there. This very, very talented side from India in terms of winning the toss. That's what it's all about. And West Indies deciding to bowl first. Let's go to the action now and pick up our first commentators, which are Aaron Lull and Tony Cozy.
Rohit Sharma is out there. In fact, the Indians have come into this match with an unchanged team from that which won the Champions Trophy. They haven't changed the team for a one-day international now in 6 consecutive matches. And there was the star of the Champions Trophy, Shikhar Dhawan, the left-handed attacking batsman, been to the West Indies before. Himala Roach will open the bowling on his 25th birthday. Aaron Lal is my fellow commentator. Oh, to be 25 again, Aaron.
Yeah, I just passed it the other day. Yeah, really. Those are good days, but here it is. This is a big game, the West Indies versus India. And India, sitting at the top of the table, just won the Champions Trophy. First delivery, Roach to Sharma.
And he's spot on. Started really well in the match against Sri Lanka here on Friday. A maiden over to start off with, but then just seemed to lose it a bit and was relatively expensive in the end.
Oh, no ball. He'll get a single as well. So he's away, Dhawan, so is India. No ball to boot, and there's a free hit. So that's a bonus. You don't want to do that. You don't want to give. There are certain nerves when you're opening the batting, especially when you've been inserted, you've lost the toss. It's a little dark. You expect there to be some moisture. So you're reading a lot into proceedings, and then you get a free hit like that. That could really release some of the tension.
Yeah, and could well be a psychological setback for the bowler as well. Just a second delivery, and he oversteps the front crease. Now he'll be very, very careful where he puts that front foot. Free hit is for the right-hander, so the field can be changed. Batsman did take a single. Now that's going to be a wide. So it'll be another ball, another free hit, or perhaps the free hit which is continued. Not a bad idea from Best to bowl it short, but banged it in too short, and it flew over the batsman's head.
Rohit was withdrawing in any case. He probably was expecting it, but that was too high. Too much bounce. He's got to pitch it up slightly. Best.
Now what next? It's in the air, down to third man who will take the catch. It won't matter. And Bravo has kicked it away. Well, well, well. Probably 80% of the spectators didn't realize what had happening, and neither did Darren Bravo. It was another free hit. He got confused by the fact that there was a wide. Took the catch as third man, kicked the ball away. Comedy of errors.
Well, you got to give him the benefit of the doubt that he did know the rule. He just didn't notice the wide, or the umpire giving it the wide. And look at the captain. He's livid. There it is. The short ball that's going to run away for 4. Just waits on it, Shikhar. He loves it short.
He didn't quite get it off the middle of the bat, but enough of it. Yanked it around. Did you see this fella batting the Champions Trophy, you reckon? Beautifully played. Threaded that one between mid-off and extra cover. He looks to have brought the form which he had in the Champions Trophy across the Atlantic Ocean here to Kingston.
It's such a mind game. This man is, well, at the peak of his confidence. He gets it up there. He not only puts it in the middle of the blade, but he also finds that gap. He's not hedging his bets. He's really going for it. What happened there? It's come off the gloves, maybe. Sammy didn't realize it. He felt it was off the pad. Now we've got to have a look because nobody appealed for an LBW. Just take a look at that. Yeah, it's come off the gloves and Sammy didn't quite realize. So that's two occasions where the West Indian fielders have not realized what's happening.
Well, it is an early start, 9:30. They better start waking up.
That would have been taken by Sammy, I'm sure.
And that's gone all the way. Cotterell, who is one of the 12 men here for the reserves for the West Indies, the Jamaican fast bowler who plays in the West Indies A team, took the catch, but beyond the boundary, doesn't count. And Best again being too short.
Well, this is a modern day innovation. You see a lot of cricketers playing that. Shikhar Dhawan does it to great effect. And here's Rohit Sharma just using the pace, using the bounce, guiding it over third man for 6. That is well intentioned. It's gone off the face of the blade. Superbly played.
He's caught him on the rebound. Good reaction from Roach. So Dhawan goes. A rare failure for the left-hander, and the West Indies have taken an important wicket.
Yes, really big wicket because he does a lot of damage. And this was a well-struck shot right from the middle of the blade, but what a reaction from Roach on his follow-through, and then kept his eyes on the ball. So this is a big wicket for the West Indies. They needed that. This partnership can do a lot of damage. So Shikhar Dhawan goes for 11. It's 25 for 1.
After looking good to continue in the same vein that had landed him the Player of the Series award in the ICC Champions Trophy before this, Super Shikhar would fall to a moment of indiscretion that rocked India just when they seemed to be getting some momentum going. First blood then to the Windies, and it came following a rush of blood. The Delhi Dasher dashing the hopes of his legions of fans.
Virat Kohli now comes in. Certainly has developed tremendously since he came into the Indian side. Bit of a disappointment here in the Caribbean. Last time they were here in 2011. And he replaces Dhawan, the left-hander. Good catch by Roach.
Every now and then he does this to surprise the bowler. Went through with the shot, but look at that reaction from Roach. Just managed to stick that hand out in the right position. Got the benefit of the rebound, and that was that for Dhawan. Big wicket.
No ball. Gone away for 6. Kingston Cricket Club caught on the first floor, and a no ball. It's going to be a free hit. This is a disastrous start here for Best. He's come into the side because of the absence of Ravi Rampal through a twisted ankle. He goes over the front crease. The second time he's done that. He's been clobbered for 6, and now here he goes again.
Take a look at that for a shot. Exceptional. Unbelievable, in fact. The last one, Rohit Sharma used the pace of the delivery. Here he just swatted it over backward point. So they're pretty ready for the short ball outside the off stump. Amazing hit that was, and he's got a free hit as well.
Just on the ground, we'll just get the single for the free hit. Ooh, nibble outside the off stump. Darren Sammy has taken over from Tino Best. We've had completely contrasting spells from the two ends. With Roach, 4 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 8, and then at the opposite end, Best, well, he's been hit around the place. He's had a couple of sixes, he's bowled some no balls in the wide.
Brilliantly caught. Fantastic reaction from Chris Gayle. And another good piece of bowling from Sammy, where Kohli had to try to make something from the length that he served up.
Take that, Chris Gayle. The last time a catch came his way, which was a sitter. It has made up for that one, and it's a big wicket because Virat Kohli is a very dangerous batsman. The plans have worked. They've been disciplined and they picked up a big one. Virat Kohli gone for 11. India are 39 for 2.
Dinesh Karthik has replaced Virat Kohli. And immediately I noticed in that aborted run-up of Sammy that Karthik is standing a long way out of his crease. Why, Russell?
I want to get Sammy off the length, the good length that he's bowling at. He's not very sure of how the ball's going to be coming on to him. So if he gets a long way out there, he'll create some pace because Darren Sammy is not quick. And also if he jags around and hits him, there'll be enough doubt in the mind of the umpire to go his way as well.
Well done by Karen Pollard. Well, the ball that got the wicket of Virat Kohli swung away from him. And I thought Chris Gayle could have gone with 2 hands. I'm not being critical. He was just so casual. I thought 2 hands he could have gone with 2 hands.
Yeah, probably he could have. But that's Chris Gayle. How good is it to see this catch, Bish? The last time I told you he went with 2 hands. He put it down. Look at that. That looks good.
Good short delivery. I wasn't sure whether it was a brave thing. Not sure it was a wise thing. When the blood is warm and you're flowing, Russell, you don't feel the pain as much after the initial turnover.
The message is clear. Get on to the back foot, he tells Dinesh Karthik.
That is brilliantly played. Sammy is not pleased because he berates Tino Best, felt he should have gotten across quicker or dived and stopped it, but the timing was impeccable.
Slightly short, and that was enough for Rohit Sharma to use the pace of the ball. It's been a struggle, especially against Roach and Sammy. But you have to bounce on every opportunity that comes your way, and Rohit Sharma does it on that occasion.
Karthik got some bat onto it. Sometimes you can find the batsman overbalancing and the keeper up to the stumps, pulls off a good stumping, but bat on it on that occasion.
He did overbalance. But that slight edge was just enough to put Ramdin off.
my God, you think he's over? He's probably over and done with. But Dinesh Karthik doesn't think so.
Well, this could be close. This could be quite close. He was down and sliding before the ball got to Ramdin, but so it may be close. But the reaction from Karthik, as you said, Aaron, he doesn't look too worried. Let's see. I think he's made it. Some part of that bat on the ground. Yes, well, it's there, and the bails aren't off yet. That's a hell of a dive.
Yeah, he's flying, and that's unbelievable. I thought he was out by a yard. Amazing, amazing athleticism, and the slide, and he literally flew. And this is the Saikal Agarbatti third umpire's decision, and it's green. There it is. That's the release. Get out of jail shot. Predetermined. But it worked, and it worked really well. Well executed over the top of extra cover.
This was full and wide, and you don't give Rohit Sharma that kind of room to use his arms. He's very prolific in the offside. Loves to hit the ball square of the wicket. Loves room. And makes full use of that one.
That's run away for 4. Just drifting down leg side and spade the penalty.
He gets very wide on the crease and leans away. Kieron Pollard tries to angle the ball in at off stump, and if he starts it too much on the stumps, this is what happens. Fine leg is up, so he has no chance.
Very well played. No third man, just went back and guided it. That's a superb shot. Gets him a very welcome boundary for India. Now they'll try for a second. Good running, really good running. Fine return, good cricket all round. Very strong return from Roach. He has a strong arm. Over the top of the stumps, good return. Good cricket all round, good running, good strong return, perhaps a little bit high for Ramdin. He had to come down onto the stumps, over the top of the stumps, perhaps wouldn't have made it. Narain seems to feel that it was out, but he's not in the best position. Pulled away, and pulled away firm enough to get 4. Ball short. Karthik very quickly onto it.
He lost his feet, Dinesh Karthik, and Sammy saw him coming and tried to pull the length down.
Having lost 2 key wickets, India really needed Rohit Sharma and Dinesh Karthik to consolidate. The duo did that perfectly, mixing caution with some aggression. Taking the team past the halfway mark without any further alarms or losses, the 2 Mumbai Indians teammates had set a good platform for India to build nicely on. But once again, just when it seemed as though the pendulum was beginning to swing India's way, disaster struck for the world champions.
Caught and bowled. Well, that's exactly what the West Indies would have wanted. You want a wicket at any time, but more especially when a partnership has got over 50 on the board and looks, as I said, well set. And just to push back, playing too early, and Samuel in the catch. Dinesh got it. Caught and bowled Samuel's 23, 98 for 3, and we're now halfway through over number 26. Suresh Raina now comes in. Strange, when he was here with the Indian team in 2011, struggled in the one-day internationals. He was captain of that, and only came to the test, and yet he had a pretty good test series. Left-hander.
Problem here for Dinesh Karthik was I thought the bat hit the pad before it hit the ball. Yeah, the bat hit the pad, and to me, because of that impact on the pad just prior to hitting the ball, the bat face turned, lost power, and therefore the ball did not quite come off the middle of the bat. Excellent delivery from Tino Best. His spell from this end has been much better than the first spell. He's been a little bit fuller, but much closer to the batsman as well, which I think is the big thing. He's got obvious pace. Now, his next delivery cannot be too far off that mark, surely. It shouldn't be. .103 for 3.
Easily taken. No, dropped short, but easily taken all the same. Just dropped short. Raina searching for it. And Sammy is back. Top edged. So Rohit Sharma gets a hard fought half century, 77 deliveries for his 50. Being there from the start, now being elevated to opening the batting in one-day internationals. He was in the middle order for a long time. Sammy was keen. Ramden not so. 16th time he's gone past 50 in a one-day international, and 8th time against the West Indies.
Well, this isn't a good shot at all. What India don't want is for Rohit Sharma, who's had 16 half-centuries and only 200s, and their mitigating circumstances probably why he hasn't kicked on and converted more. India do not want for him to get another half-century and then give it away. He has a habit sometimes of doing that. They want him to bat as many of the remaining overs as possible. It secures one end.
Good shot. Fielder's eye in the circle. You have to show your intent. Suresh Raina gets one in his zone.
And it gives Darren Sammy something to think about. A few of the right-handers have tried this unsuccessfully today. Suresh Raina just pulling that front foot out of the way so he can carve it wide of mid-off. Over the head of short extra cover.
Great wrists. It's time to make a move. India showing great intent in getting the results.
Well, I think the message has been sent now. Sharma giving himself some room, and we know how prolific he is square of the wicket. Plays very well in that area. He picked his spot nicely. Maybe Sammy getting a little bit predictable there.
There's a fielder in the deep. And once again, Rohit Sharma throws it away. He's just looking to take control. They've already got 11 runs off that Sammy over. This was not needed, Dooj.
Definitely not. Things were looking good. And here he is. Got into very, very bad position. Straight delivery. Tried to hike it over long on and straight to Johnson Charles at mid-off. So they've got to start all over again. Rohit Sharma, who's been the mainstay of the innings, goes for 60 after doing so much good work. It's now 124 for 4.
The skipper. Great strike rate. The Iceman in the Indian team. Of course, at the non-strikers end, because Rohit Sharma, we're just talking him up, how good he's been. A sudden rush of blood, but we've seen that often with him, though.
You really wonder why he'd want to play a shot like this. He just got 11. Well, there'd been 11 out of the over already. You see the mistiming, you see the bat spinning in his hand. So he's trying to hit really against the natural line of the ball. And you'd have to say gives his wicket away there. 11 had been taken out of the over already. Just turning things around.
And mind you, long off and long on were in the deep. So you could only think that he was trying to hit Darren Sammy into the stands. Batting power play has to be taken at this stage because the rules stipulate that it's got to end by the 40th over. And Sunil Narine, no surprises, comes back into the attack.
And I think we're going to see very shortly a change in the attitude of the batsmen. They'll look to be a little bit more aggressive. Power play, only 3 fielders allowed outside the circle.
And those 3 fielders are in the deep on the onside. Long on, a deep mid-wicket, and again it's a fine leg. Look at that wide open spaces between the fine leg and the deep mid-wicket. And I talk so much about that gap because if you can get one in there, the fielder near the umpire will be then shifted. And more singles will be on offer. Every shot like that, more often than not, that fielder cuts off. Brilliantly played. Use the pace. Sunil Narine also knows that if he goes higher and fuller, that's where Raina will go. Goes flatter, he's taken away for 4. 138 for 4.
It's gone over the top. There's nobody there in the deep. The field set is such. All 5 in the circle on the offside. Get a couple.
It was a slow ball that was floated up wide of the off stump, which is, even though pace is taken off it, it does bowl a very good slow ball, Roach. It's a bit risky because there's no one sweeping on that offside. But because of the lack of pace, it didn't have the timing to go for 4.
Oh, he's gone over the top. That is a brave shot. Magnificently executed. Maybe just getting a little outside half of the bat that helped it along to the boundary. It's 147 for 4.
Brilliant. That was very well played, because I think there was an adjustment by Narayan when he saw Raina tailing out. He pushed it through on leg stump almost, or middle stump. Still played it away.
Superb shot. Not only did he have to get the timing, but he had to get the placement. It's like threading a needle. There are 2 fielders backfoot of square there. So not only do you have to get back to ball, get good timing on it, but you've got to actually beat those 2. So you've got to hit it right in the middle. Perfectly done.
Never slow a delivery. Oh! Sammy can't hold on. Slow delivery almost worked for Kemar Roach.
Well, everything went right for Sammy on that occasion. I thought it was going way over him, but he ran perfectly, reached the ball, which looked very unlikely, but then just couldn't quite hold on. In a situation like this, you've got to throw that peak cap off very early, because otherwise you've got to strain even harder to be able to see that ball coming from behind you. First thing that's got to go is that cap. Lots of coaches will tell you that whenever you see one coming from behind you, you get rid of that cap and the dark glasses. It's on it, because then you have to strain a lot backwards to see it. But he did everything right, just couldn't quite hold on. That would have been a magnificent catch.
And the bad thing for India is that Mahendra Singh Dhoni seems to have done something to his right leg. And he's played a lot of cricket over the year, and he's played a lot generally in a short space of time, and is very fit. Just here he sort of pulls up. No idea what it could be, whether it's behind the knee or hamstring. It's not a good sign.
Well, this could be disaster for India, because not only this game, this is a long series, it's just the first game. Let's just hope that it's not a pull, and it's more to do with a muscle spasm or a cramp, yes. If that's the case, then it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's very humid out there, so everyone in the main dressing room will be hoping it's cramp.
Oh, has he edged it? Yes, he has. So that is a big one. So that's a double whammy for India. Dhoni going down, injured, and now Raina edging it outside the off stump.
And you just wonder how that protracted break in play has affected Raina in the execution of this shot. He didn't seem fully committed to it, but it brings to an end a very good spell for Roach, who's been brilliant today. Raina had a good little up for 44. It's 182 now for 5.
The brutal Bajan had banged it in hard all day, and these were his just desserts. Roach had easily been the most threatening bowler all day for the Windies, though Sammy was just as economical, going as he did at a shade over 4 and over. The efforts of these two seamers had helped the local favourites perform an admirable feat, that of shackling arguably the most threatening batting lineup in the world.
Now let's see how Dhoni goes here. He's hobbling. He's really hobbling. No, I wonder whether he can continue. He took off, and then within 2 paces you could see the damage that had been done. Oh, you just wonder whether it's sensible for him to try and continue. But he's staying there. Ramiz Raja has joined us from over on the Hindi commentary, so if he doesn't say anything for a while, he's just changing gear from Hindi to English.
Absolutely, but Ravindra Jadeja is an easier topic for me to discuss. Budding cricketer and a very fine cricketer. MS Dhoni, I guess, not used to taking so many singles.
What do you reckon? Do you think he should be out there still? You know, they've got a match against Sri Lanka on Tuesday. They've got 2 more matches in Trinidad before the final. Is he taking a chance?
I think if the injury is of severe nature, then he might as well go and bat. Because if he feels that he's not going to be fit for the other matches, he's out there and has got to make most of the situation. He's on 21. That's a lovely delivery, once again beating him with his off-cutter. If the damage has been done, and if he's not going to be available for India in the next matches, we're talking about MS Dhoni and his injury, then I think he probably is better off just batting.
It's been rather up and down day for Tino Best. In his first spell, 3 overs for 26. A couple of no balls and a wide, and of course a couple of free hits as well.
Performer of the series will get a Polaris RZR S800 all-terrain performer. Beaten by pace, beaten by a good angle from Tino Best. Too hot to handle, Tino Best. That's the second time he's beaten him outside the off stump, just hanging his bat at that line. Doesn't look too convincing there, that back leg not covering the line of the ball. Got to look after Dhoni. He can't take those quick singles anymore. I've hardly seen him unfit. Right throughout his career, he's been very strong. A great runner between wickets. Very good athlete, in fact, MS.
Well, the thing with all the teams now, they've had so much cricket. The Champions Trophy coming straight here. IPL, straight from the IPL to the Champions Trophy now here. Certainly has got to take a toll of the body, no matter how fit you are. Great shot. Half volley punched down the ground by Jadeja.
And that really has been a problem with Tino Best. You see him bowl a couple of magic balls and then he lets himself down by either bowling a half volley or bowling short. Needs just a little bit more consistency. He's got pace, he's got flair. He puts in the hard yards, but it's just that consistency bits that lets him down at times.
Yeah, it's been a problem throughout his career, in fact. Although in the last 2 or 3 years he certainly has tightened up. But still that inconsistency creeps in. There'll be a leg by, and ironically a throw at the stumps, which is needless, by the keeper, rammed in, ricochets and goes for an extra leg by. So it would have been 1, turned into 2 at the end of the 45th over, 192 for 5. But he's got a boundary, swiveled, and an easy boundary for Dhoni. Short, going down the leg side.
He's a great defensive bowler, Marlon Samuels. Maybe that's the reason why he's been brought into the attack at the fag end of the innings. But you've got to get rid of Dhoni, otherwise he'll make you pay. Even half-fit Dhoni is a real threat.
And he's bowled in. Well, a good one by Best. Real personality, Tino Best.
I absolutely love the celebrations. It is a big wicket, even though Dhoni was half-fit, but who cares? Even a half-fit Dhoni is acceptable to Tino Best. Good in-dipping ball, and have a look at him. This is a big moment in his life. His graph has just gone up because he's got rid of Indian captain. Dhoni has gone for 27, 197 for 6. But Tino Best absolutely rejoiced in the fall of Dhoni's wicket. Took a scalp. Ashwin is in. Good strike rate of 83.8. Can certainly bat.
Yeah, he got 100 in a test match against the West Indies when they were in India. Latter part of 2011. Important innings there.
It keeps you honest with his pace. No denying the fact that he can pack a punch, and this was a brilliantly bowled delivery. Nice and full, curling back into the stumps and uprooting the leg stump. Look at the sharp angle that was created by Tino Best. He went away from the stumps, and Dhoni with a big hit or attempting a big smack was beaten by the pace and movement. Have a look at him. He's just won the heavyweight championship of the world.
Big appeal for a catch of the wicket. Wide. Oh, great stuff. Great stuff.
That is what you call a classic. Absolute classic from Tino Best. He was the only one interested in appealing for that one, and he waited and waited, thought he had hoodwinked the umpire with his gallop and follow through and bit of drama that he created. Look at him. He was appealing for caught behind, didn't get any response from Ramdin. Then he looked around and was amazed at the end result. It was a wide.
It's in the air. Someone's coming in for it. Ball going to land safe. And they'll cross for 2.
I like the sprint from the fielder. Smith came in, rushing in. There was no hesitation. He was going for this. A very difficult catch. Jadeja not timing it, and have a look at Smith. He came rushing in, didn't hesitate one bit. Good try, very good try.
Well, he's got hold of that, and Smith can't get around this time. So Jadeja now making Narayan pay. A couple of a white ball into the outfield, and now a short ball giving him time to pull it.
Intelligent pickup shot because he knew that there was no one patrolling the fence on the leg side square. Picked up the length early, knew exactly where to deposit it. Good shot, good intelligent shot from Jadeja.
Hit the stumps again. Different type of celebration this time from Tino. So his second wicket, and he's come back well.
Probably feels that it's not as big a fish as Dhoni, but Jadeja, well, boy, he can bat. And this is a big scalp. Tino Best, straight, fast, inside edge, does the job well. There he goes again. Muscular performance. He should be in WWF. Fantastic bowling from Tino Best. Jadeja has gone for 15, 212 for 7.
The The man known as El Tino had blown hot and blown cold all day. But when it really mattered, he had blown away two of the biggest hitters in the Indian lineup. His final spell would make all the difference in the ultimate analysis, since it meant India would not finish with a flourish nor be able to cross the psychological 250-run mark.
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar now comes in to face Best. 2 balls left in the over.
Targeting the rib cage. This is how Jadeja was undone by a fierce ball from Tino Best. Nice and straight. Just been strictly reprimanded by Ian Bishop and mentioned that he should be in WWF. It's now called WWE. Apologies.
Right for Ramdin and goes to the boundary. It'll be 4. 4 byes. Right to the keeper.
That'd be extremely frustrating for Pollard and for Narayan. Good ball. Deceiving the batsman, deceiving his own keeper, Narayan. Making room, trying to play through the offside. Didn't pick the spin on it. Gone are the days when you'd introduce pace at the end. The last over being bowled by a spinner. Now things have dramatically changed. But he's got quality, he's got magic, Narayan.
And he's got 4 balls to go. Kumar will have to hurry. In fact, Ashwin hurrying home and Kumar at the far end. But it was awkward for Pollard to swing and try and throw him out of the non-striker's end. Single taken.
This Narayan has given this West Indies bowling attack a lot of teeth because he provides them with great variety and a great bit of attack. Can be used, utilized as a run-saving bowler or a wicket-taking option. And that is such a great facility to have for a captain.
He's had an interesting career, Narayan. Over the top, well shot. And it's gone all the way for 6. Remarkable shot.
Kumar with a thunderbolt. Producing a beauty just when India needed one. Obviously, he read the turn on this one. Inside-out drive over a long off. It's another massive shot. It doesn't go on the full, but it's a boundary on the bounce over the rope. So India end on a high here. Last over, India getting 17 runs and neutralizing the Narayan effect to a certain degree. 229 for 7. Big over, courtesy Kumar.
Just goes to show how deep India bat. This fellow's got a few hundreds in first-class cricket, Kumar.
Pretty good total scored there by India, being put in by Kieron Pollard. 60 to the Sharma and 44 to Raina with a standout. So skipper, he chipped in with 27. Kartik 23. A little 15 there from Jadeja. So a useful total of 229 for 7. Bowling was shed around the wickets. Roach 2, Best a couple. Sammy got 2 for 41 with 3 maidens, was useful. And Samuels bowled 9 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 20. Was very, very good indeed. Target, well there it is, 230 for the West Indies to get off 50 overs at 4.6 runs per over. Alrighty, time for a quick break, and when we come back, it will be that West Indies run chase.
The crowds have made their presence felt. It is not as big a crowd as some were expecting, but I'm sure the presence of this man would have drawn a few extra to Sabina Park. He looked in very good touch 2 days ago. Fortunately, he'll have to start all over again and find that rhythm. Doesn't necessarily carry over. Johnson Charles will be hoping for better rhythm. A new day, he'll be hoping will bring better timing. He really struggled on Friday against Sri Lanka. Wonder if it, because of that, he really struggled against both pace and spin. I wonder if it'll be in Virat Kohli's mind to maybe get one of his slower bowlers in early.
He'll be thinking about it, because even the wicket of Chris Gayle early will be important. And Gayle against the off spinners doesn't have the best of records. I mean, before he gets into his stride, if Kohli can pick up his wicket, it will be a big bonus. It's not a big score, and early wickets, as we know, is always crucial.
Every time I've seen Bhuvaneshwar Kumar bowl, I've always been fascinated by his wrist position. His bowling arm goes very high. It almost goes too high and goes inside, I suppose a perpendicular if you like. But he is still able, with a very strong wrist position, to keep a bowled upright seam, get the ball to leave and come back into the left-handers. Fantastic skill.
The first ball went across Chris Gayle. This time Bhuvaneshwar Kumar did straighten it down the line, but unfortunately started it on leg side. You can understand what he's thinking, but the execution wasn't great from Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
Isn't that just superb? Gayle just presenting the full face at the bat, and as he did on Friday, timing his first boundary to perfection.
Nothing wrong with the delivery. Slightly full, and Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is that type of bowler. He has to look for a little bit of swing. Probably on this pitch, where the ball's been holding up now and again.
It's a double blow for Umesh Yadav, because it was short and put away, and he was on the ground as well. And he's limping. We saw Ravi Rampal fall over on Friday and suffered, well, what we've come to know as a strain, a severe strain of the ankle. We hope that Yadav hasn't suffered the same fate.
That's not nice. Just on that delivery stride. A lot of energy does go through that leg. A lot of energy through from Chris Gayle's arms, just swiveling on it.
Very good catch. Very good captaincy. Because of where that fielder was placed, Suresh Raina. This is a very good fielding Indian team, but Suresh Raina is still amongst the best of them.
Extra bounce. Got Gayle slightly high on the bat, so it was not travelling that fast, but when you're standing so close to the bat, it's always a challenge. Chris Gayle goes, gone for 11. West Indies are 1 down for 13.
A huge wicket that of the huge man. Good captaincy from Kohli to have that man there, and good fortune for India that he hit one straight to him. Having seen how Gayle had destroyed Sri Lanka in Game 1 of the Tri-Series, the men in blue were glad to see his back.
Devon Smith is the new batsman, coming into the team at the expense of an injured Dwayne Bravo today. came back into the West Indies team after a couple of years in the Champions Trophy against South Africa. Over 700 runs in the first-class season here in the Caribbean this year.
He's out there because Chris Gayle found Suresh Raina. That's just the tonic the Indians did need to see the back of Chris Gayle.
Nice strike through the line. That's when he's at his very best. Just striking through, and it wasn't a bad delivery. He was on a length.
Lots of batsmen have struggled to play shots like this. Midoff had no chance to move across. Slips out and short extra cover is in place.
That was brutal. Because Kumar will look back and think, well, what did I do wrong with these two deliveries? But they're two very classy, classy is not the correct word, but brutal shots.
Effective. Closer to Ishant Sharma. Yet again, no chance. Now Virat Kohli has gone for the catcher just there. That's because Kumar will bowl a fuller length. Whereas Umesh Yadav tends to be shorter, and he went for the catcher square of the wicket. Umesh Yadav, correction. Pioneer just making sure that Suresh Raina is within that 15-yard circle. 2 stationary fielders required in the first 10 overs.
Oh, 3 in a row. That one was asking for it, and it got the treatment. So Johnson Charles has come out in a much more positive frame of mind with better timing.
Slower ball, much fuller. And from outside off stump, he picks his spot because even the fielders come straighter. He's got the presence of mind to get it away from him. So Charles is on his way.
Finger goes up. Success again for Umesh Yadav. And in all the celebration, someone's been punched in the face as well.
It's Rohit Sharma who's taken the punch. But Umesh Yadav much fuller. Umpire Gould had a think about it. We'll have to have another closer look. But India have got the result. Devon Smith not bothering the scorers. West Indies are 25 for 2.
Oh, nice movement from Umesh Yadav away from the bat.
Well, this was that wicket. Fair enough. That's hitting leg stump, pitching in line. And a long think. And there's the elbow from Raina to Rohit Sharma. Take that.
Another one gone. Inside edge, onto Stubbs. West Indies in trouble. India running rampant here in the early goings. What a comeback for Kumar after the thumping he took last over.
Shortened in length. Nothing delivery really, but Marlon Samuels, he's new at the crease, liking to feel bat on ball. Flirting with it. Has to go. 1 run to Marlon Samuels. West Indies 26 for 3.
Darren Bravo, who comes in to replace Marlon Samuels. 26 for 3, the West Indies. Great opportunity for Darren Bravo to show that he has that talent. There is a pressure period, Russell, and that in itself, the scoreboard pressure can cause jitters, but the surface seems to be playing pretty decently.
It's not easy. It's also not a pitch that bowlers can pick up wickets easily. Well, Bhuvneshwar Kumar's having a problem. He's just getting so close to those stumps. Gets his first warning.
Rampala had his problems with running on the crease before he was running on the danger area, I should say. One stride, two. Yeah. Just one step too many down in that danger area. I used to try to run there and I couldn't in my follow through.
But he picked up a wicket and hit for 3/4s by Charles. He goes on to pick his partner Marlon Samuels. Not really sure whether to play at it or not. It's exactly what we've been seeing with lots of batsmen out here.
Not sure it was a concerted appeal. I would say concerted, that everyone went up with the same vigor. I know Dinesh Karthik definitely thought there was.
In good delivery, Charles not knowing whether to go onto the front foot or the back foot. Karthik went up straight away. Difficult to say, no real deviation seen.
Oh, he's pulverized that one. Too much room outside the off stump. Good way to end the over for him. 7 gone, 31 for 3.
Everything in boundaries. That takes him on to 20, and it's by virtue of 5 fours.
Well, it's a good thing he's sticking to his strength. There's no point going into your shell just because you've lost wickets. This is the only way he plays and takes the odd risk. Wasn't very pretty to watch, but very effective indeed.
The one thing he is when he makes contact is balanced. He's very still. That increases your chances of making good contact. Getting some power behind it.
That should be wide. What a difference. We watched him playing against Sri Lanka. Just couldn't get anything going. I think what helped him was the fact that he spent time in the middle.
Just clip the pad. Looked to me. Shouldn't really have been given as a wide. It's another run, and the West Indies can surely use them.
He is dealing in boundaries, this man. Superb. Doesn't commit himself. He's got that low backlift. But he put this one away with ease.
Again, gets a chance to use his arms, Johnson Charles. He doesn't need a second invitation. Moves on to 24, 6 boundaries. Ooh, and that was a good one. That had everything. Movement, pace, bounce. Well taken in the end by Karthik. Just hit the seam and bounced and left him. You're really glad when that doesn't hit the bat.
In fact, it's almost too good to hit the bat. Every now and then, if it hits the seam and moves like that, it rarely takes the edge, but it does have an effect on the mind of the batsman. Didn't carry to Ashwin, just a little short, but he did everything right, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, and this time he did induce the edge.
Well, I think the delivery before set this up. This was a tentative shot. He was looking for it to leave him open the face, which was the mistake, and just guided it short of Ashwin. And there's an example, slightly over pitch, straight down the ground, 6.
You called it douche. That was beautifully hit. Just the ideal length, a brave shot because there is a long on, but he hit it so straight. Wonderful. No problems whatsoever. Take that. Something to think about for Jadeja.
I think the problem, and it's been a problem for the West Indies for some time, is that fine, they'll hit the boundaries, but rotation of the strike. I think the advent of the spinners is going to make it a little bit more difficult because they don't naturally do that. This will go very close to the boundary, and not the best piece of work from, looks like, Ashwin. That won't be appreciated at all.
Well, the umpire is taking a look at it, but that was quite awful. He was preparing to bend down about 15 yards before he reached it, and then didn't quite manage it. 55 for 3.
That's magnificently played. Full flourish of the bat and hit it very hard indeed.
Good stride in, not too close to the ball. If he got too close, he wouldn't be able to swing that bat like that. Held his pose. So did the fielders. They just watched it go by.
Jamaican of Chinese descent, Douglas Sangyu.
Just a bit of turn for Ashwin.
Banged away. Favorite area for Darren Bravo.
With an offer, and he goes hard. Very good outside the off stump, Darren Bravo. And at every given opportunity, you need to pounce on them. You get the boundaries of these loose balls.
That's a huge 6. Way up from Johnson Charles. Well, we might say he doesn't move his feet much, but he certainly did then. And the bat as well.
I was just about to say, this is what Darren Bravo did to Jadeja when he first came on. Well balanced. That's the key. Then we saw Bhuvaneshwar Kumar come back into the attack. Ashwin for 1-0 and back to Jadeja. Because he's the man who can make a difference.
Of course, he did make a big difference in the match in the Champions Trophy between these teams. He got Johnson Charles for 60, skidded one through, and then he got 2 other wickets very quickly. And all of a sudden the West Indies innings, which had been promising, went into a decline. They had to struggle to get up beyond 200, and in the end India won quite comfortably.
Clever play. Put the bowler under pressure. Now keep working him around. He's looking at the West Indian bowlers, Marlon Samuels and Sunil Narayan. They bowled pretty quickly, around the 90 kilometers an hour mark and flat. Indian batsmen really struggled to get after them. And that's the type of style Jadeja does bowl with. One turns, one holds its line. And that's why I felt he could be the key. Cause lots of problems and maybe even pick up a wicket.
Cleverly play, he's just trotted through for one, should be a second there. Well, that's not good running. I don't think Charles realised how well the ball had come off the face of the bat. Trotted for a single, 17 overs gone, 87 for 3 the West Indies.
So there's that risk. I think Jeffrey Dujan had alluded to it, that there are a lot of runs Darren Bravo can get if he looks to stay in hold the shape and probably punch these a little bit straighter. That's good. He got the whip there, and that is not where the bowler wants to give width.
Now this is a much better shot. He's hit that one in front of square. There's a big gap there. Whereas the delivery before, which was a similar delivery, he tried to hit very square, so he would have been presenting to start with less of the face of the bat.
49 to Johnson Charles. Nice shot. Very controlled shot, will bring his half century. Thus far in a brief career, he now has 200s and 250s in ODI cricket. Very controlled innings after starting off with a bang.
Seemed to drop just in front of him, did it? He's hit the edge and just didn't quite carry.
Good hit. Such a strong lad that wasn't sure initially that he got as close to it as he would have wanted. Still has that power to go through and get effect.
Well, he's clearly got the hots for Jadeja. This is 2 times now we've seen him. It's as if he's premeditated and decided, well, I'm just going to go after this fella, not giving him a chance to settle. And each time he's got it in the middle of the bat. That'll be through him. May go all the way. Not quite, but 2 comfortable runs. Been looking for something like that, something to carry in the air there. It hasn't quite happened. And the 100 partnership comes up at the end of the 26th over. West Indies 126 for 3. My word. Didn't give him a chance to settle.
That is an amazing shot. First ball of a new spell. Nowhere near being a half volley, and he's dealt with it in a way that would knock the wind out of the bowler. It's a hugely destructive player when he bats like this, Johnson Charles. Far different from his lack of rhythm on Friday.
You know, he certainly loves the ball coming onto the bat. He was very comfortable when he can just hit through the line of the ball, Johnson Charles. And his timing has been exquisite since 2 days ago when he couldn't find the middle of his bat. He seems to have found it today very early. Things are flowing nicely for him. Good strike rate, 98.6. He's kept the momentum going. He's given momentum actually to the West Indian innings. Bravo on 48. Make that 52. Half century to Darren Bravo.
Good to see the two youngest batsmen in this West Indies lineup forging a partnership. It's Bravo's 1050 in addition to 100, and it's been a very mature innings.
Well, it needed someone to step up to the plate when those 3 quick early wickets went down. Oh, it struck beautifully, just a single. It's still a long way to go. And here's how he got to his 50. Wasn't too far from the keeper, but it was always going down. Statement 73 deliveries.
2 men with lots to prove had come up trumps big time here. Having scored scratchy 20s in their previous game against Sri Lanka, Johnson Charles and Darren Bravo were fluent this time around. They would put on 116 crucial runs together, helping their side recover from 26 for 3 to 142 for 3. However, just as they were making batting look easy with every passing over and causing some Indian shoulders to drop, the Asian side once again managed to get a foot in the door.
Goes back and is caught at mid-wicket. Now this is the breakthrough that the Indians were hoping for. It's come Ashwin's way and Shikhar Dhawan has taken a good catch. Against the run of play, India have got a wicket. Partnership is broken. Now, will it test the West Indies? 88 more required. This is a big bonus. Not a great ball, but a great result.
Just a bit of extra bounce and also did hold up. There's no fielder in the lead. That's why Darren Bravo was aiming towards deep mid-wicket. He's played brilliantly. 55 to Darren Bravo. The West Indies are 142 for 4.
The captain is in and the entertainment should begin. Pollard is a big man, big hitter. He needs to be explosive. He needs to express himself. At times when he goes out there thinking like a batsman, he messes it up. Well, it really should have been deposited for more than that. What happened in the end, it was a catch. Shikhar Dhawan did not miss it. And you dearly feel for the batsman because he was batting so well. Sweet knock of 55 from Bravo. That's a lovely placement. Pollard has played a lovely back foot push to the carom ball, and he'll rush back for that extra run because he's tall, so took what, about 9 or 10 paces, and he was across quickly for the 3rd run.
Plenty of time to adjust.
Down the track, gone, 6 flat, magnificent Charles. Crowd's loving every moment of this. He is not stopping himself. It doesn't matter whether it's Ashwin on strike or not, he's going to strike them big.
4th 6. And he did pick the one going the other way because he went offside. So it's not blind swinging, he knows what the bowler is bowling and he's picking his areas to go.
Clean hit, clean swing of the bat. Edge and taken, brilliant catch. Now this is what Indians were hoping for. This is a big scalp. Pollard just hanging his bat to that length, and the trick worked. Virat Kohli bringing in Ishant Sharma to deliver the punch, and well, it's a sweet punch delivered.
Looking to run it down. A credit to Ishant Sharma. He got some extra bounce, got that ball to go through. And hence got it through fine. Pollard gone for 4, that's a big one. West Indies are 155 for 5.
This is a tremendous comeback from India. They picked up wickets. Dinesh Ramdeen playing his 100th one-day international. Big moment for him. But he's out there when his team is in a bit of crisis situation. The required rate under 4, but they're losing wickets. This, that of the cap.
They had that big partnership and now have lost 2 in a hurry. Has the knack of picking up wickets, Ishant Sharma. That's why he's in the team. Could be expensive now and again. If he can come back and pick up a couple of wickets at crucial times, always helps the cause of the team.
He likes bowling with the ball held differently. He delivers that across the seam deliveries outside the off stump, because I think he gets a little bit more bounce out of those deliveries. Once again, cross seam holding of the ball, and well, fires it down the leg side. Not a great ball to the man who's just walked in.
Looking for that glory ball. New batsman in, trying to be full and straight, go at the stumps. A lot of bowlers nowadays do use the cross seam, because if the ball does land on the side, don't get as much bounce. And sometimes if you hit the seam, get extra bounce, and the bowler would not know. It's a tough fact when you're holding a cross seam to hit the ball on the seam. So if the bowler doesn't know, the batsman's not going to know.
Short and wide and played away beautifully. No need to run for that one. There's no cushion for Ishant Sharma at that backward point. It's a sound start from Ramdeen.
That was asking to be hit. Very poor delivery from Ishant Sharma. He's pulled his fingers across it, and that was much slower. To add to that, it's short and wide. No fielder in the deep. The new batsman's in. He's bowled a wide down leg side.
Half-hearted attempt at playing at that line, at that ball. Good delivery from Ashwin. Slackened the pace, more flight, and as a result he got a little bit more bite out of this track. Such a big help if your opener is in such great touch and he's not let his team down, because the way he started, it appeared as if it's going to be a short stint, because he was taking a lot of risks, dealing in boundaries, but then suddenly found his flow and rhythm and calmed himself at the crease, and look at the result. He's the only one who's marching this side along to the finishing post. 69 now more required.
And Charles has to make sure that he's there till the end. If not with Sammy and then the bowlers to come, there'll be a massive opportunity for India to put pressure on the West Indies batting lineup. Charles is the man in control, and as long as he's there, with the type of strokes that he does possess, he can always push India onto the back foot.
Looking to attack the newcomer, Dinesh Ramdeen, so helmet has been asked to be brought into the field. Child's play, the required rate 3.73, and on paper with 5 wickets in hand, you've got to back West Indies, but things can turn ugly if India find a couple of wickets at this stage. They need Charles to go till the end. Short leg slip, a slip in place. 3 men surrounding the newcomer. Ramdeen is playing his 100th one-day international. There they are. Oh, bowled in, beautifully done. Ashwin, what a magic ball. And a great result. Brilliantly bowled. Ramdeen undone by the pressure created around him, undone by the flight and the angle from Ashwin. Brilliantly done, India.
Good thinking and well executed by Ashwin, because with those fielders that Ramesh did mention on the leg side, Ramdeen did not want to defend. He pushed on to the offside and in turn created that gate. He's gone for 4. West Indies 161 for 6.
West Indies would want Darren Sammy to turn into Sammy Sosa and hit a home run. He is on strike. 96 matches, brilliant strike rate. Best of 84.
The last time he played India, came up with a brilliant innings.
Ashwin back in top gear, and what a ball to deliver to get rid of Ramdeen. Have a look at this angle, drift, spin. It had everything. Created that gap between bat and pad, and more importantly, created a gap in the mind of the batsman. Hounded him with the close-in fielders, and that did the job. Oh, beautifully bowled, the arm ball, the straighter ball. Lovely over. Just a run and a wicket. 161 for 6. Big shot, 6, magnificent Sammy. You earned it because it was a brilliant shot. He's got the talent to pull it off.
Hammered off the back foot. That'll go for 4. The fielders out, 3 on the leg side, only 1 on the off. And cracked to the cover boundary.
Always better to hit it in front of you where you can see it. Darren Sammy did just that. Waited for the one that gave him a little bit of room.
Well, he's hit that pretty well. Picked it up into the car park next to the Kingston Club Pavilion.
This one was about delivery. Back pitched and Sammy picked it up nicely. Didn't come up with a whole lot of pace either from Yadav.
He's hoisted that down, that's another 6. It's short. Sammy puts it over long leg this time.
Well, he certainly got some bat on this one. Just kept the face of the bat open. He's always going to hit this for 6.
And he's crashed that through extra cover. Brilliant shot by Sammy. Went to the boundary, as the late Tony Greig would say on commentary, like a tracer bullet.
Well, it's got the full treatment, the full flow of the bat, straight out of the middle. Trying to do it in boundaries. 33 left for the West Indies to win this game.
It's up in the air. Back he goes and takes the catch. Sammy goes. Ashwin just backtracking. Skyer. So the game takes another twist. Asami just fires the bat, and up it goes, and Ashwin, moving backwards from that short third man, takes the catch. So Darren Sammy caught Ashwin, bowled Ishant Sharma 29. The West Indies 197 for 7, need 230 to win. And he's misstumped him. He may have got an edge onto it. It goes for 4. Yes, he did get an edge onto it. He carried it away, just carried it away from the keeper. Well, that's the first time we've seen Johnson Charles just lose his cool, having turned down a single the ball before. Inside edge.
Well, the pressure just beginning to tell now. It's been off strike for a while. Seen wickets fall.
He's pulled that away, hit it really hard for 4. Charles moves to 96. 4 away from what would be his third ODI 100.
Well, maybe they are going for that bonus point. He's batted so well for his 97 runs, Johnson Charles. At a time when the West Indies needed someone to bat through the innings. He's put his hand up. And at the very last moment of asking, he throws it away. And India are right back in it.
Well, jubilation, they've got the wicket that they needed, India. They've found a way to conjure up. The question will be whether Charles should have gone this route. He's a naturally aggressive player, or whether he should have abided his time a little bit more, because Roach can bat, Best can bat, Narayan can bat. He's played a very good innings, but he didn't quite see it through. 97 to him, 211 for 8.
Johnson Charles, the big-hitting right-hander from St. Lucia, had answered all his detractors and critics in the best possible way. He had barely managed to get the ball off the square in Game 1 of the Tri-Series against Sri Lanka, but over here he was simply at his dominant and imposing best. This had been a tremendous exhibition of not just his batting talent, but also his temperament. Having seen wickets fall regularly at the other end, he had maintained his composure until the 41st over, that is, when he once again gave the resurgent Indians a sniff.
That's nicely played away. May not go the whole way. Pulled back at the last minute, but they managed to pick up 3. So very valuable runs here.
Umpires will want to have a look at this. Well done. That left leg in the air, and the ball is released before the trailing leg, the right leg, hits the rope. So it's a run saved. Oh, he's got him. He has got him. It's a magical move from Virat Kohli, getting Raina into the attack. Big shot, as opposed to nudging and working the ball.
Well, with 10 to win from 40 balls, is that really necessary? Ryan goes 9 wickets down now for the West Indies. It's 220 for 9.
He's at the crease, Tino Best. Got 95 in a test match against England. So it emphasises his batting ability, but perception of pressure here.
Well, at this point, the West Indies will be happy if he made his average, which is 8.5. And this is how Narayan gave it away. Straight down Dhawan's throat at mid-on.
Nice shot from Roach. On his 25th birthday, it's appropriate that he hits the winning runs. And the West Indies win by 1 wicket in an exciting contest here at Sabina Park.
They needed 10 runs, the last pair. They've hung in there. That's the main thing. That's the word. Sometimes it's not all about the flair. It's about digging deep and doing what's necessary. The West Indies chase built on Johnson Charles's 97. Together with Darren Bravo, 55. There was a 100-run partnership. But from then on, the wobbles did come in. Darren Sammy made a quick 29. But Kemar Roach showed that he has a straight bat, which is difficult to get past.
He showed great character, Roach. He should be very proud of himself, and the team should from him as well. Umesh Yadav will recall a very good day, 3 for 43. Bowled with pace and hostility. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar didn't have a great day, but picked up the important wicket of Samuels. Ishant Sharma had his moments. Big wicket of Pollard, superb delivery to get rid of him. Ashwin was always probing and causing doubt. And Suresh Raina picked up what could have been so much more important, the wicket of Sunil Narayan. This is how it went, a thrilling encounter here at Sabina Park, but the West Indies prevailing by just the 1 wicket.
To no one's surprise, Johnson Charles was named the man of the match. His fine 97 had helped his side notch up its 2nd successive win, making it a front-runner for a place in the final.
Well, that's all we've got time for here on the highlights. Hope you've enjoyed them. Until next time, from all of us, it's goodbye.